And good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here, and we are up here at Waterrock Knob. We're going to take a little hike up the trail to Browning Knob to take a look at a downed plane crash from November 24th, 1983. I have heard this hike is pretty moderate, not super severe, but we're going to find out together today. So let's go document this great occasion. So here's the Waterrock Knob Trail, 0.5 miles. So we're going to walk up this way right here. This path is really nice and paved. This plane that we're venturing out to go see today actually crashed in 1983, more specifically November 24th, and this is Cessna 414 and had 2 passengers on board. Both perished in the crash. The reason they crashed was due to weather and low visibility, and I felt it was a little bit interesting that no flight plan was ever made before the flight ended, so they was pretty much flying beneath the clouds and going after landmarks. So we're just going to document, number one, how difficult this trail is to get to the crash. So if you have any thoughts about coming up here and seeing this plane crash site for yourself, you kind of know what you're getting into. So update number one, this is steep. This paved area that we're walking on here at the very start, I would say 18, maybe 20 degrees of steepness banking. I mean, it's pretty steep. So right out of the way, this is looking like a little bit of a moderate hike just from the start. We've not even got up into the woodsy part yet. So I just wanted to kind of turn around and let you see this for yourself. Absolutely gorgeous day, beautiful view, but yeah, very steep here. So just a little word of warning if you don't get out and you hike trails very often. So at the time we made it to the first little official overlook here on the trail, you can see the parking area. You can see down there, that's where we walked up. And I want to tell you, it is a pretty difficult walk. It is 18 to 20 degrees. All that paved area is very steep. And then we came up 2 different sets of stairs. So this will definitely get your heart pumping, especially if you're not used to hiking, you know. And I exercise pretty regularly every week, at least 3 to 4 days. And I'm gonna tell you something, that is a heck of a workout walking up that trail. So we're gonna keep pushing on and see what else this trail's got in store for us. So the next leg of the trail after that overlook is more of this kind of terrain. A lot of rocks, loose gravel type stuff, loose rocks, like rock chips mainly. And here we have more rock style walking, climbing, traversing. I would say if you're a novice at hiking trails, just plan accordingly. Plenty of breaks and some fluids to drink, because this is it's pretty rough. It's not a smooth walk so far. So we're at a section now where we have like some rock step formations going on, so kind of wanted to show you what that looked like. This is kind of what we're dealing with at this point. Very beautiful, but pretty rough terrain up through here. Thought I'd give you a little update. Guess what? More rock steps, like we've not climbed enough. And you know what's crazy? We're not even at the top of the first mountain yet. Alright, so we're up here getting closer. I'm going to try to zoom in. As you can see, Maggie Valley down there in the bottom. And then we just go to the left, and right there's the old Ghost Town theme park that I actually did a video on a few months ago. If you've not seen the Ghost Town video, we'll put a link in the description below. Go check that video out. It's pretty cool. So we're going to take a little breather here. What a beautiful view up here. Love it. So I made it to the first peak. This is Waterrock Knob, and it is beautiful. And something else I found up here was a cute little rock that somebody left behind. Alright, we are off to Browning Knob next, and hopefully the trail might be a little bit easier. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the Waterrock Knob. That's where we are. And now we're going to go this direction to Browning Knob. But right before we get to Browning Knob, we're going to hike maybe 100 yards or so, maybe 200 yards down the side of the mountain. That's where the plane crash site is. And way down here's where we started. And this right here up the Waterrock Knob is quite difficult. Now we're going to traverse over to the next mountain. So let's go. Rock and roll. And by the looks of it, the walk over to Browning Knob is quite a bit different. You are more in the woods, more kind of jungly like. A lot of roots to walk across. Footing is questionable. And something else I noticed, it is very narrow for the most part. So just remember that. And it looks like you have to do a little bit of traversing over some trees on this hike. So when you're walking this trail, definitely keep an eye out for these little markers on some of the trees. They got like yellow dots to show you the way, because it is pretty rugged trail. And some of the fellow hikers we just seen said it gets a little bit slippery as we push forward. So here's another area where they have like a fallen tree, but we're going to try to navigate around. Look at that root system. So far, I gotta say, I kind of like this spot because it's all downhill. But the flip side to that is we gotta go up that freaking hill on the way back. But it's all good. We got plenty of time. We got all day, because we got here fairly early in the day. So so far so good. This is fun. Good exercise. I won't have to exercise today when I get home, that's for sure, because I definitely got a little sweaty on the hike up to the Waterrock Knob. Alright, here's a little area that's a little sketchy to get through. See if we can pass through here like that. Not too bad. It's like playing in the woods when I was a kid back home. So the I'm going to take a little bit of a left. We can go that way somewhere, but you can kind of see the terrain once again. A lot of roots. And it's not as open back here. It's much more narrow. Fallen trees. So I don't know how much further this can't be too much further, but this is like Grizzly Adams hiking. I mean, man, it is rough and tough terrain. Tons of roots. You gotta climb over stuff. Full body workout. And I know I did not dress for this at all. Get you some hiking gear if you come up here. Maybe some poles, a walking stick, something. Taking me another break. Got another little, very scary looking overview. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Good Lord, Yeti, don't fall. Look at that. So that is the Waterrock Knob where we climbed to.
Oh, how pretty.
That is beautiful.
I better not get any closer. Might like it.
Down there is the Blue Ridge Parkway, and over there is the parking area. So we're definitely making some tracks today. So that is the way to the Browning Knob. We're going to take a left at the fork and make our way down this hill to the to maybe the plane crash, as my wife is leaving me because it's downhill. She's a trooper. So we must have made it, because there's quite a congregation of people down here. Everybody. Oh boy. And so right down there is the plane. So we'll make our way down there and check it out. This was one heck of a hike today. There's a lot of people down here just hanging out around the plane. I don't think anybody really goes to the top of the peak. I think everybody comes here to the plane wreckage. So we're down, it's right here on the side of Browning Knob Peak. Maybe 100 yards. So right here is the left wing of the crash. Still have, this is what's left of the tail area, the back of the plane. Pretty much gone, and there's wreckage kind of down the hill there. Here we got another side. Here's the other wing, motor area. Another piece of wing. It's hard to believe how long this has been just sitting here on the side of this mountain. Pretty extraordinary. So I've made my way down the hill piece, and we have some more wreckage. Kind of hard to tell what this is, if it's just another, like a tip of a wing or something other. Up there where that family is the main wreckage, and then the rest of the wreckage kind of just is scattered all down the mountainside here. You know, I mean, it's pretty wild. Everything just kind of left for all these years. You know, this was way back in 1983, many years ago. And I gotta admit, you know, when you first hear about a plane wreckage or something, you're kind of, you know, giddy to go see it because you've never seen one before. But when you arrive and you see the wreckage, you know, you just want to be respectful at that point. I don't really want to touch anything. And just remember that, you know, 2 people lost their lives here. So, but at the same time, this was a heck of a hike to get here. So good thing for YouTube. That other people can suffer for you and come up here and see this if you're not into hiking or anything like that. So here we are, we're here. It's kind of a somber moment, but at the same time I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I came and see this. There's quite a few, I think there's over 50 crashed planes in the North Carolina mountains. And I think there's one like maybe around Mount Mitchell and Grandfather Mountain. I think they have one that you can hike to. I might research them because who knows, that might be a good episode in the future. So let's move back up as this family moves on out and see if we can take a little bit quieter, closer look at the main hull of the plane, or fuselage, whatever they call the plane. I'm not really sure, but the body. We're going to check out the body. So as we're up here at the main body of the plane, there it is, the Cessna 414. It is amazing. All the, I guess this was like the instrument panel area with all the wiring is still there. If you look in, everything's pretty much gutted that they could salvage, but they obviously couldn't carry this big bad boy out of here. So I have found Miss Yeti here today. How was your climb up here to the wreckage site?
My body is not built for this. It's not. No. It was
really hard.
I'm here.
She made it. She's a trooper. Now the part is, we're happy we made it here. It's almost like climbing Mount Everest, if you've ever watched anybody do that on TV before. Once you get to the top, it's great, but don't spend too much time up there because you still got to traverse back down. And unfortunately for us, it's uphill because we got to climb the mountain on that side where we walk down the hill. So, but first of all, we're going to go up to the peak of Brownie Knob because we came all this way, and let's go check that out. And then we will make our way back and in this video. So let's move on. Just like that, we're at the top of Brownie Knob. Watch out. It is not far from the wreckage site at all. This is completely worth it. So beautiful up here. So I'm up here at the peak, and my wife pointed out just down this hill a piece. Here's a piece of plane right here also. That's unbelievable, all these years. Unless somebody chucked it up here, you know, which wouldn't surprise me. But you can actually come to the top of the summit if you want to. And if you just follow this trail straight down, that's where the plane is. It's not far at all. Maybe 40 or 50 yards down this hill, you would definitely run into it. And something I gotta say, how, you know, I mean, I know when something like that happens, they have search parties and things like that, but just how thick the woods here is, and maybe it wasn't that thick back in 1983 and it was easier to see, but man, it is really thick down there with just foliage and trees, and things are not even green yet here, you know. So I mean, it's still a lot of deadness and stuff, so you don't have like everything green. A lot of these pine trees, you know, I think they stay green year round, but it's pretty amazing that they found them. Well guys, that will pretty much do it today. Had a great time, a good hike, a lot of work, and what a workout it was hiking to that Brownie Knob and that plane crash site. Amazing to see a plane wreckage, and it's amazing that it's just still there, strung out across that mountainside all these years later. Remember, November 24th, 1983 is when that horrific crash happened. The pilot and the passenger was actually flying from Chicago to, I think, in Jackson City Airport, and they had no flight plan or anything. They were just flying, you know, beneath the clouds, above the clouds, like, you know, kind of watching for, I guess, cities and things to kind of give them their route to where they was going, and unfortunately weather and visibility got the best of them. here in the mountains of North Carolina. So actually I read a report said if they would have been flying just 150 feet higher, they would have missed the mountain. So cause I think the mountain was 6,000, maybe about 6,200 feet, something like that I think Browning Knob is. So they was flying, you know, the crash site's about at 6,000 feet. So kind of unfortunate. That being said, that will conclude our video today. I'm glad you joined me. If you made it to the very end, thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you like today's content, please give it a thumbs up, and don't be like shy about putting something in the comment section down below about any questions about this hike up here to the Browning Knob or the plane crash or anything of that nature. Or if you have came up here before and made the trek and the hustle, I would love to hear from you and your story. And was it an easy hike for you, or was it a moderate, or was it a very extreme? For me, it was more than moderate. To me, it felt kind of extreme. But I love getting out, taking on these adventures, and taking you good people with me, and especially all my subscribers, man. Thank you. I love all of you. Thank you very much for your support. Until next time, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you guys in my next adventure.